We're back at it.
Back at it.
Let's do it.
What's
welcome,
up?
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 3. We are the top to take out a podcast. I'm Coach Aguilar.
Face by Jose. What's up, everybody? Y'all doing all right?
Quick checking, man. How we looking? How we feeling? What's going on? Let me know. Talk to me.
Um,
How was your weekend?
it was good, man. It was one of those just relaxing weekends. You know, it was more like recovery. We Saturday we were really busy, so I knocked out. Next day I woke up, went to church, and then we went to the lake house, man. Just chilled and relaxed. What about you?
Oh man, I had a long weekend at the baseball field, man. My 11U squad was in action. Saturday we had 2 games out in Kingwood, Texas. Same thing Sunday. We qualified in the top bracket, gold bracket, and we fell short, but we went 3-1 overall. It was a good weekend of baseball for sure.
Oh, yeah, man.
Felt good to get back out there with the boys.
Yeah.
I think we're in the middle of baseball season for us in spring select ball.
Yeah.
But once again, like I said, I think it's nothing new to us. Knowing that the Astros are kicking off now, opening day.
Yeah,
This
opening
weekend,
day.
man. I know you're a
Opening day.
big baseball fanatic as well.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, man. Give me an insight about your Astros.
Man, right now I think we're struggling. I think we won 2 games and we lost 2 games.
Man, the season just started, man.
Yeah,
and we're already
I know,
struggling.
right?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
it's not looking so good, man.
Yeah.
I know some of the teams like the Yankees are doing really good. They started off hot. They're undefeated, I think.
At 3-0, yeah, I did take a look at them a little bit this weekend, and also kept up a little bit with the Dodgers. I know that name around Houston
Yeah.
isn't very popular around here. So yeah,
It's like nails on chalkboard for us. We don't want to hear it.
yeah,
But-
man. But no, like I said, I think the Astros definitely is going to be a different season for sure. I think for the Houston Fanatics, we're so used to their success these past 10 years since 2015, 2016 when they started on their run, and then 17 the World Series, 22 the World Series, and I think from those 7-8 years, I mean, Astros went to like about 5 of 8 World Series, something like that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but there's been a lot of success in Houston with the Astros, man. So what do you think about that? Tell me what you think their season, how it's gonna go.
Well, honestly, I see like we still have a good foundation overall. I feel like Carlos Correa, we still have a lot of big names: Carlos Correa, Jeremy Pena, Alvarez.
Oh, Alvarez is back. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's right.
So-
From that injury.
So we have a really good chance on
yeah.
trying to see if we can make it to the chip. I mean, we're gonna make it to playoffs. I do feel like we'll make it to playoffs.
Absolutely.
But we just have to stick together and work as a team and just keep fighting, man.
Man, I feel like the Astros, they have that pedigree, man. That they've been very successful this past decade for sure. But for me, I think the Astros, it goes back to their health. I know the last 2 years, they had a lot of issues with their being healthy, especially for the pitchers. If pitching is not healthy, they're going to struggle.
Yeah.
So once again, if the starting pitchers are healthy, I think they'll be just fine and they'll make a run into October playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about the Astros. I think,
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Definitely, if they stay healthy, I see them making it a long run. Especially if Lance McCullers can start throwing the ball.
That's a big piece, man.
Yeah, I know we picked up that one pitcher from Japan, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Absolutely.
he's-
He pitched yesterday, Sunday,
yesterday,
to get
yeah.
the first win for the Astros.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's a great asset, great pickup. We can't forget about Hunter Brown. I think
Hunter
he had a
Brown.
great season last year.
Yeah.
Man, for sure, man.
His first game, he started off really good. He did pretty good, man. I think he'll be good and keep it up.
Oh, for sure. I think you mentioned the name Alvarez being back. I think that's a big name for sure. And like I said, if he stays healthy, he's definitely going to be the guy to carry the offense for the Astros. And same thing, Correa's leadership, him being back, playing at third base, also is going to allow him to be the voice for the Astros once again. And Jeremy Pena for sure, man. He's grown year by year, and I think him, getting more film on him and him being recognized as a veteran now. People do pitch him differently, pitch him carefully. I think Jeremy Pena, for him to continue growing in his game, he's going to have a good year. I do think he's going to have a good year, man. I think every year he's definitely grown. I think having Correa there alongside of him is going to allow him to have a much better year this year, man. So I do feel that they'll be fine. I do feel they're going to get into the playoffs, but once again, I think it goes back to the pitching. They have to be healthy.
Yeah.
I think that's key for me, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, tell me more about the Astros. I mean, when it comes to them, are you expecting to go into any games so far? Are you big on watching them going to the stadium? I want to know that vibe, that energy. I want to know about that.
I mean, I watch them every game, pretty much every game. I watch them. I mean, while I'm cutting hair, or if I have time, if it's with the boys, we'll sit down and we'll like look at the squad, right? The Astros. But I definitely do plan on going to a couple of games, probably like closer to mid-season, maybe May, June. So so yeah, definitely I'm excited and excited to see what these Astros can definitely.
Any matchups you're looking forward to?
I want to see the Dodgers and I want to see the Yankees.
Oh
man.
Lord, yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Everybody's a big Yankees. That Yankees, I don't want to say rivalry, but I think it's safe to say this decade of Astros baseball, we've seen the Yankees a lot in the playoffs. We can't forget that big home run from Altuve.
Oh yeah,
hitting off of Aroldis Chapman a few years back.
Ooh.
Oh man, I think that's one of the
he crushed it, man.
One of the greatest home runs in postseason history for sure, man. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, definitely. When you see that, whether it's on video or TikTok, man, sometimes you just get hyped. You're like, oh yeah,
like, share.
Repost,
oh man, you know, a funny thing about it is, you know, now that opening day is here, and I know everybody has been, you know, getting ready for opening day, opening season, and it goes back to, you know, the World Baseball Classic, you know, just happened this last month and throughout the month of March.
Yeah.
You know, that video has been, you know, surfacing again. That one, anything baseball related, man. So I think, you know, we're back into the baseball form, man, and I'm excited, man. So I think we're just getting started, man, and I definitely do want to make a better effort to go to more Astros games.
Yeah.
But not just here, man. I do want to make a better effort to go visit more stadiums. You know, I've been to several stadiums throughout the United States. You know, I've been to the West Coast. I've seen the old athletic stadium, the Coliseum. Seen San Francisco stadium, Tampa Bay on the East Coast. You know, and I want to, you know, grow more, and I want to see more stadiums, man. I think baseball is, you know, my favorite sport. It's my passion, man. It's a big part of my life. So I want to make a better effort to see the Astros playing away, also giving me the opportunity to take more vacations and, you know, see more of the stadiums, man. That's one thing that I do want to do to, you know, check off my list.
And that sounds like, that sounds like a good something good and something fun.
Dude,
you know?
I mean, we always talk about it, man, about living a little bit. You know, and that's what I was talking about. You know, I don't want to be coaching forever. Like I said, you know, that's what I do with my baseball organization. I want to be able to sit in the stands, just enjoy the game, you know, eat a burger, man, you know, drink a cold one or, you know, something like that, man. Just enjoy the vibes, you know, just live a little bit. So that's definitely what I'm striving to do more this season, man. Going to more games. I don't go to a lot of season games, not because I wouldn't want to, but I do know that I'm very busy, very active with my baseball stuff. But when it comes to playoff baseball, man, I can't miss it, man. I love the playoff atmosphere for sure, man. I know you've been to a few playoff games for sure. Have you been to World Series games?
No, I've never
been. You never been? Oh, dude, you have to go. So maybe this year the Astros make a good run, and maybe we, you know, try to catch a World Series game, man.
Yeah, hopefully we can catch one, man. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully the Astros can make it far, man. And I think they have a great chance, but we'll see, man.
So I guess now that we're on the baseball topic, what are your predictions for the Astros? How far did they go, and what is your World Series matchup prediction? Take your time. And don't be biased. I want your, or maybe you are biased, you know. You see the Astros making the World Series?
I mean, a lot can happen, man, but I mean, I'm not going to be biased and I'm not going to be like, oh, you know what, the Astros are going to make it. I think it'll probably be Yankees and Dodgers again.
Oh, man, I was hoping you didn't say that one, man.
They're both two strong teams, man. I don't see them losing anytime soon. I mean, if the Astros can do it, I mean, I definitely see them there for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I do feel, like I said, Astros getting to the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're gonna find a way to make some noise. They have that veteran leadership, that pedigree.
Yeah.
So that experience takes you a long way when it comes to playoff baseball.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, Dodgers.
Yeah.
That's a very strong team, especially
Yeah.
they picked up
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie
Kyle
Freeman a
Tucker,
few years
too.
back. Kyle Tucker signed with them this
Yeah.
offseason. So yeah, I think they're very strong, man. So I think the Dodgers take it all this year, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Easy.
What do you think?
Easy.
Easy.
No debate there,
you're
man.
gonna rub a lot of Houstonian fans
Well, man,
the wrong way,
I mean,
buddy.
It's like a super team, man.
is.
You have Freddie Freeman, you have Otani, you have
Ohtani, man.
Tucker, you have Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts is still there.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're stacked, dude.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like I said, their pitching staff is incredible, man.
Yeah.
And their rotation is 6 deep, and the bullpen too, man. I mean, they're
Yamamoto.
just there. You go.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I don't see anybody beating the Dodgers. To be honest, I do think they take it again this year.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Tell me a little bit about, because I know we texted over the weekend, and you mentioned something about you had a fundraiser that you did. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oof. So with my baseball organization, I do try to, have a successful business, but I also do try to help out, those families, those boys that play in my organization. Mm-hmm. So I'm always leaving the door open to making fundraisers where it's, selling raffle tickets, the Super Bowl squares, water sales. And I know not long ago, the other weekend, we did a water sale for my 11U team and my 10U team. We go out there, give a bit of our time, a few hours on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning to sell waters, and all that pretty much goes back to the team.
Yeah.
Anything when it goes to paying tournaments, paying World Series fees, anything going back to that. And for me, I don't get anything back. I keep all of that for the kids, keep all that for the families, help them save, a little bit of money, because yes, it's a business. Yes, ball is very expensive. Baseball is very expensive, and unfortunately, I have a big problem with how select ball has been ran now. It's been so money driven, so business driven, which I respect the business part, but a lot of people don't play baseball because they don't have the finances to play. They don't have the luxury to buy a $350 baseball bat, buy $300 glove, and I mean it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
So I just do whatever little I can to help these families out, help these boys out, get some type of money going their way to pay for their tournaments, to pay for their stuff, and maybe I might not help them save $10,000, $20,000, but every couple $100, every $2,000-$3,000 does help. It covers a few tournaments, and I mean whatever I can do to help these low income families, or single household parents, help save money. I'm gonna always leave that door open to help them out. So that's I'm always gonna try to do that, man. So that's what I did this past weekend. Help them save some money. Did a little selling fundraisers, selling waters, and like I said, I think we're gonna probably have another one in this coming month in April. And like I said, I'll definitely, do encourage, go out there, support the boys.
Yeah.
Anything helps, man. So that's one of my big parts that I like to do to give back to these boys in the community, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes,
man.
sir. And I know you also, like I said, we talk all the time.
Yeah.
You're also a big advocate in giving back to the community, man. Tell me a little bit about what you do to give back to the community. I know you always talk about this scholarship and these pop-up events that you do. Tell me a little bit about that.
So, I mean, in August, we did a back-to-school event. We gave out 100 backpacks with full school supplies, and that was to any kids that showed up that day. We ended up handing them out, and I know I know when I was younger, my mom, she would scramble, try to get the school supplies. We try to do our part and, make sure that, just to help out those families that, that need school supplies or anything like that. So that was pretty cool, that we got together and we did that. Second thing we did was we did a car show, but it was a toy drive also. So we donated toys back to back to a charity. It was a charity.
Charity.
And we gathered up a whole bed full of truck, like a bed full of truck, and it was like a full of
Toys full
toys
of
and stuff.
toys.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
And we
gotcha.
took them. It was actually around the corner. Not 100.
Who gave you the idea of doing that?
We kind of, it was brought up between us, so we wanted to do an event. We just didn't know what to do, so we were like, you know what, let's do a toy drive, because we wanted to do a Dia de los Muertos, like that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we ended up going with a toy drive, and I think we're gonna try to keep making it like a tradition, you know, the
Gotcha,
back to
gotcha.
school and the toy drive.
That's big too, and especially with education, man. I think
Yeah.
for me, I think those are the two biggest things for kids to become successful. Growing up, successful adults also have a good path, a positive path towards success.
Yeah.
Education and sports. Those are
Yeah.
my two biggest things. I think education, you create the structure, the foundation of reading, writing, verbal skills, mathematics, knowing those things that they're gonna use in their daily lives.
Yeah.
And sports, I think what you get from sports is the accountability, the discipline, the hard work, all those things outside of it. So I think those two intertwine together to help these young boys out. And I think what you do with your business and giving back to the community with school supplies, those things, that's also big. That's very huge for these kids, man. And I
Yeah.
think same thing whenever I do the fundraisers, the water shows, or whatever we do, them helping them save some money, put in some money for them, for their costs, their expenses, also helps them out to have an opportunity to play baseball. And I know there's so many other sports and other teams, other organizations, might do their part to help these kids out. But I think that's something that's not done nowadays a lot. That it's so, like I said, I made the comment already of being money driven, so business driven, that we could do our part and give back to the community. We could do our part, give back to these young boys, young men now, to have an opportunity to play baseball, have an opportunity to be educated, and that's gonna maybe open doors, give some sort of motivation to study more, to play sports, keep him off the streets, keep him off of, bad doings, danger. And I think us talking about it is only the beginning of what we can do to help these boys out. And I think us using our platform with this podcast, you with your business, me with my business, we're only scratching the surface. And I think, as we continue growing what we're starting now, we have to take advantage of this opportunity that we've been blessed with to give back to the community, to the Latino community, to these young boys, to be make a great impact for them, be a positive role model to them. And I think to us, we're just getting started, and I think that's why, I wanted to talk about this a little bit on this episode, to us, pretty much putting our voices out there that we're trying to make a change, and we're not just talking about it, but we're actually taking action and
Yeah.
doing that change for the
Absolutely.
better. So, yeah, man, I think we're definitely on the right path, and we're doing something good for these young men and for the Latino community, man. So
Yeah,
I do
absolutely.
appreciate you
Yes, sir.
straying that a little bit from your side, and like I said, I think we're just getting started. And we always
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
We're going where?
To the top. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
To
Yes,
the
sir.
top.
For sure.
Quick. Going back to the Astros. I know the Astros. They started what was it, like a foundation,
Charity
like the
Foundation.
yeah,
Yes.
like the what? Do you know anything about the RBI?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I was playing, I think it was barely starting. It wasn't around, but I think shortly after is whenever it
Yeah.
started growing. So the RBI is pretty much like the youth urban league. It's in the urban areas of, don't quote me on this, like the lower income, areas.
Yeah.
And I think they do have one in Acres Homes in the
Yeah.
Houston area, and that's one of the big ones that I always heard about. And I know a lot of guys that played through those parks, and I think it goes back to that, giving back to the community, taking these kids off the streets, putting them in a
That
situation
position,
to be saved, some sort of sports, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's just scratching the surface. There's also other organizations like the Young Boys and Girls Club. We see it all the time on TV. These companies putting some money together and giving back to these kids, and just providing any little thing, a resource to give back, whether it's a community park, a swimming pool, basketball
Yeah.
courts, baseball fields,
Yeah.
soccer fields, whatever it is. So I think the Astros creating that RBI, foundation has made a big impact on the lower income areas, and I think they've been growing every year, and I think the Astros are definitely one of those guys that are advocating to help out the communities for sure. So yeah, man, I think that's a little bit of what I know about that. And
Yeah.
like I said, there's a lot of guys actually do come out of those leagues
Yeah.
that do make it into the minors or whatever. So I think just simply the opportunity being presented to these young boys and to the community is also a big way to get out of there, out of the streets, man, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially in Houston, like I feel like that's good that baseball is becoming bigger. I feel like any park I go to, there's a baseball field
Yeah,
already there, and I feel like that's a big thing, because you get to work as a team. You get you get to dress elegant. Also, like I feel like baseball is an elegant sport, man. You got your
absolutely.
pants, you got your belt, you got your cap on. It's not
Hmm.
like I feel like basketball or it's kind of very similar to golf in a way. So that's
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean, even going back to it, I
Yeah,
think for those that have played multiple sports,
yeah,
you could only see you could see the difference of how expensive the sport is, and I think that's why baseball sometimes is forgotten in the lower income areas and those communities, because it's so expensive. Like I said, you add up the cost of it. I hadn't even started talking about
yeah,
the travel ball culture.
yeah,
I think Little League was something that was very big in the 90s and 2000s, and that's pretty much where everybody was based out of. Right now, the Little League is dead
yeah.
because select ball, travel ball culture has taken over.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for you to play baseball and a travel ball and select, I mean, it's expensive. You're spending about $2,500, $3,000 per season
First
just to
season
play. And you're not even talking about expenses to
on
cover
private
tournaments,
trainings.
private training, your equipment, your uniform. That's extra stuff.
Yeah,
So you're,
cleats,
I mean, that,
man. I
yeah,
used to grow
dude.
out of cleats left and right, man.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
telling you, man. I mean, it's become a business, man, and I mean, if you're probably spending like $3,000 to $5,000 per season on just baseball. I mean, it's expensive.
yeah,
So I mean, that's why I try to do what I do to help these boys out, and
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think nothing against other sports, but you want to play soccer, you get your uniform, you get one soccer ball. Everybody plays with it, right?
yeah,
Same thing with basketball. In baseball, everybody needs their glove,
yeah.
everybody needs their bat, and once again, these tournaments are so expensive, and like I said, I mean, it just sucks that been forgotten in the community. And I think that's why you mentioning the Astros Foundation with RBI
Yeah,
has made a big impact to give back to the community to that lower area, the lower income area. That baseball shouldn't be forgotten, man. Like I said, so I think us, being reminded of how grateful we are to do all this and us having the opportunity, man. I think, we're only getting started, and I think baseball for us, for me, is also a big, avenue for me to continue using that as a tool to touch
absolutely,
and give back to these kids. So
absolutely.
that's I take it with great pride, man, and
Yeah,
I love what I do, man, and you know I think I could do more. So
absolutely.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely take it, personal to make it a mission to help these boys out for sure.
Yeah, and I mean you should, man. I mean I think you have the perfect platform to do it. So yeah. I mean that's really good of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely, man.
yeah,
But now, like the same thing. I mean, don't you can't forget about what you're doing too. Like I said, there's not many, you know, small business owners that are willing to give back so easy.
uh
Yes,
huh,
they're focused on creating their business, being successful. But every time you've told me about your plans moving forward,
yeah,
wanting to create a school, having these scholarships, doing these pop-ups, man, you don't hear a lot of that nowadays. It's very rare. So that's why I think you also should give yourself your flowers, your props, man, what you have going on. And
yeah,
same thing, whenever we give back, we're gonna get back in return, unexpectedly. That's
yeah,
just a blessing, because we're not afraid to give back,
absolutely,
and I think that's big on our part. But we gotta, give ourselves, some flowers for that, give ourselves some props, and not that we're asking for it, but more of like we're being so hard on ourselves
Yeah.
that we also have to understand and recognize we're going to make a great impact of what we're doing here.
Yeah,
We
100%.
will do it.
We will,
So
yeah.
yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah. We're taking off, man. Quick question. We're gonna end with this question. I know we
Oh
always end
Lord,
with a question. You know,
a little
last time he
segment.
had asked me. This time I'm asking him. If you had $1 million, man, a
Okay.
million big ones, what donation or what charity would you do to give back, or what? You know, I mean
Do I have the option
well,
to do what I want with the $1 million, or do I have to give back to charity?
charity or donation or something that you would start or organization that you would do, something just
So
giving back pretty much. This
okay,
$1
giving
million
back.
is to give back pretty much.
Okay. So for the $1 million, what I would do, maybe I wouldn't necessarily give it back to a specific charity,
Yeah.
but I would definitely want to create something sports related, maybe baseball, soccer, whatever, giving back to community.
Yeah.
Creating like a park, creating like some sort of organization
Yeah.
for these kids to come and get out the streets. I would invest the $1 million into creating a safe place for these kids to play sports. Not necessarily how do I say it? Not necessarily creating a league to get money out of it, but more about providing the opportunities, leaving doors open for kids to come and play for free, or kids to come in and get out the streets. Like, it's I think that's would be the biggest impact for me to give back to these kids, creating some sort of park, some sort of recreational area for these kids. And I think not just one, I think that could be the start of creating multiple, recreational areas for these kids, to play in, or these kids to, just to be out of, out of danger. So
Yeah.
that's what I would do with the money.
Yeah,
For sure.
man, I think that's a really good answer. I remember growing up, man. Now that you mentioned that, man, I remember growing up and going to right there by Clem Forest. It was a Champions Forest church, and I used to play basketball there every Friday. It was like a block party, man. I feel like that was like a big impact for me. So
Exactly.
I feel like kids will feel the same thing. We'll get the same in return. You know,
You
bro?
just opened up a whole conversation.
So I think that is something that
Yeah. And also going towards that point of why is there's not a lot of kids nowadays that are outside shooting the basketball, kicking the soccer ball, playing dodgeball, playing wiffle ball outside.
Yeah.
You see a bunch of kids doing
iPads.
what? Yeah. iPads, just staying inside.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big problem.
Yeah, it is.
There's nothing wrong with technology. I think we can use it to our advantage. I mean, look what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're creating a platform through technology, through social media. But I think nowadays, kids should be outside more and be more active, not just for their mental, but their physical health as well. So I think that's also going to be a big part of us doing that.
I'll be right with you, bro.
So yeah, man. What about you? Tell me what would you do with the $1 million?
So I saw Vic Blends. He did like a basketball park, and he created this nice thing. It was called like Planted. That was like super cool, man. I think I would do the same thing, kind of like what you did, like said, of a facility. So I would probably make like a gym, like a basketball gym where people could play pickleball and stuff like that, and also table tennis and stuff. You just come on in and just check in your name and have a good time. Really, just forget about the world and just
live
have
a little
good
bit.
time.
Get out. Absolutely.
So absolutely, I think that's a really way.
What
to
would you name
back,
it?
Really good. Huh?
What would you name it? The Top Sports Complex.
The top.
You're taking out. No, man, for sure, man. I respect that, man.
I mean,
love
that's
that.
a good one, man. That's a good one of probably, yeah. I don't know what I'll name it yet.
Yeah.
When I get a name for it, I'll come back and say.
Yeah.
But
what if this is the start of maybe having that opportunity moving forward?
Yeah, I mean,
what do we strive to make that happen?
well, absolutely.
What do you say?
I think that'll be a great great opportunity, a great chance, man.
Hey,
never-
we're going towards the top,
Yeah,
right?
man. Yeah,
That
we're taking
find
off.
out.
We're
Yes,
taking
sir.
off, man.
Yes, sir.
We're taking off a podcast right now, man.
Yes, sir. Not for sure, man. So yeah, like I said, your answer was definitely, something I would definitely fall in line with, and
Yeah.
I think this platform is probably what we need to, give us that motivation
Yeah.
to give back to that community, man. So I think, we're off to a great start, and little by
Absolutely.
little, one step at a time,
One step at
we're
a
gonna
time.
get there. We're gonna get to the top, man, for sure.
But the only way we can get to the top is if we take off. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So yeah, man, I think that wraps it up for today,
Okay,
man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling
We're
great,
good,
man.
man.
Thank y'all everyone for tuning in. We'll be back next week, and
Deuce, we out.
do say everyone.